Husbands and wives, you have a relationship in which there's authority. But if you haven't come to an agreement about an area, then it's not actually an agreement that that area you have authority in, men, unless the wife has already agreed to that. Now, once there's an agreement, I'll give you examples. Once there's an agreement, then if you do not allow that authority, it's a submission problem. Give you an example. Your children are doing whatever, and you're the wife and the mother, and you go in and you want to do something with the children. Then the father comes in and says something a little bit different, but handles it and sets whatever's going to happen. Or maybe the father went in first, and then you come in second, and you want to change it because you don't like the way he did it. And he looks at you and says, no, I make the decisions here. What I say stands. Now, that absolutely should be the case if you agreed that that's the way it was going to be. More than likely, none of you, before you got married, made any agreements. Didn't even think you needed to. I just assume we're all on the same page and blah, 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 and we're just blissfully walking into the ditch, okay? Blind leading the blind. Because you don't have an agreement. You know why? Because most of you got married in church where it's like in sickness and health and blah, blah, blah. There's no agreements in any of that. That's just all poetry. In good times and bad times, yeah, you guys fight over every one of those. Good times and bad times. Some of you are wondering where the good times are coming from. The bad times are already there, you know. So I want you to understand, most of your fighting is because you're not in agreement. And I've talked to some couples, I said, I don't even know why you guys are married. You agree on nothing. So what is counsel? Guidance, advice, opinions. Be careful who you're getting influenced by. You know. There are those out there who teach personal development that say that you are the average of so many people that you hang out with, the top 5 people you spend most of your time with, or the top 5 whatever, okay, or 6 or 10. They give a number to it. Depends on who you talk to. It varies. But you are going to likely be very similar to, on average, those you spend the most time with. They will have an influence on you, on your behaviors and your mindsets and your choices and your emotional state, all those things. And so bear that in mind. It says, blessed is the man who shall not walk in the counsel. So it's not just that they're going and getting counsel, but then they're walking in it. Don't walk in the counsel of the wrong. But a good man leaves behind, when he's all said and done, an inheritance for his children. By the way, this is not necessarily just financial. A legacy of mindsets, choices, being educated about how the world works and things like that. I mean, you leave something to your children so that they have a good starting point, all right? By the way, that doesn't mean your children will make use of it correctly or at all. You have to at least have made it available. Now, some of you are thinking, well, doesn't that contradict the idea that you said that we shouldn't leave our children anything? Well, they need to earn. They need to qualify for. You don't want to just give them a bunch of stuff. You hand people stuff, and what do? They end up worse than they started. Handouts are not the way to go. See, we're not like we used to be. We used to have it so that I would get up in the morning, and whatever I was going to do, my son would go with me. And he would watch everything I did and learn at my feet. And my daughter would be with her mother at her feet, learning to do whatever she was doing. We don't see that anymore. We ship them off to institutions or we homeschool them, doesn't matter, same idea. We stick them in front of some sort of a instructional device instead of teaching them through life, as well as through studies. And then they get to be 13, 15, 18, and they can't do anything. They can't take care of themselves. You get children ready to move out of the house, they're like, I don't even know how to cook or anything. Well, why is that? Well, you didn't teach me. I tried. We get people all the time, not necessarily the ones who are here because they don't stay very long, who will come to us and get all mad because we won't just feed into their entitlement. because they're not truly widows. Well, I'm poor. No, you're stupid. The consequence of that is poor. Now, some people are poor, don't get me wrong. But some of you are not poor. You have a financial problem because of foolishness. And then you want me to throw money at it. How about throwing some effort at it? How about that? I'm listening to teenagers today. They work for the first time in their life 40 plus hours in a week, and they're moaning and miserable. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's like half a week. 40 hours. You don't even work 40 hours, you whine. I worked 3 days this week. Sorry that it cut into your video game time and social media. And plus, what do you mean you worked? Worked? Did you come home where you can almost not move your body? You didn't work. Okay? We'll put you out there in the field and have you working and doing some things. We'll see it will work. We'll have you go work with Lee and then move some dirt and do some other things and see how tired you end up. Okay? You guys all, oh, I'm so tired. What did you do? I don't know. I was at a fast food place and I was taking people's orders. And what, really? But she was living in luxury, and by luxury it means like just absolutely just not caring about taking care of anybody, but spoiling herself. That person is dead. In other words, if it's only you're the end point. Remember, I've said that many times when it comes to, things like the offerings you make based on receiving blessings. If you're the end point of receiving from above and there's no flowing through, you're dead. You have no use to him. So he says, well, you're dead even while you live. If you think everything ends with you and is not supposed to flow through to others, you're dead while living. You guys can run out there all you want pursuing all the wealth in the world, and you should pursue some of it so you can do things and be a flow through and everything else. But you should also appreciate if you've got yourself a capable wife, you've got something far more valuable than all that. Ladies, don't get all full of yourselves now. You may not be a capable wife. Okay, you're not worth anything like rubies if that's the case, okay? As a matter of fact, you may be causing all kinds of nightmares in that house. Guys, of course, I'm not taking the shoe off of their neck either, okay? If they're not a capable husband and a worthy husband, you're suffering mightily in that house too. But I know when we get into this, somebody's gonna be like pointing the finger, the other one's gonna be all feeling big about themselves. Yeah, the capable wife. What, are you one? Let's see what this capable wife is doing. All you ladies who want to sit home and eat bonbons, this lady's working. Oh, I just want a man to take care of me, and I'm just gonna. Well, the Proverbs 31 woman, it doesn't say a word about what he's doing yet, but this guy must be killing it somewhere because she is working. And he's not needing her to do anything he's doing. I mean, she's doing all this stuff herself. He's not coming home and going, do you know I had to drive all the way to get the food, and I had to do all these errands, and and the kids had to pick them up from school, and then I had to go to, practice for them for this game or for that thing, and where's her? I don't see the whining and complaining part. Okay? Some of the guys are like, where is this woman? Sitting right next to you. Scored myself a point right there, okay.